Hello, I'm Emma Hammett from First Aid for Life and onlinefirstaid.com, and today I'm going to talk to you about fireworks and various accidents that occur every single year from fireworks and first aid advice should you need it. So the last reported figures are 2014-2015, and there were 4,500 firework related injuries during that year. And nearly 500 of them were children being injured with sparklers. And these are people actually requiring hospital treatment as a result of these fireworks. And I'm sure that there is huge underreporting as well on this. There are many more accidents that happen at home that are treated locally. And fireworks are lovely. I absolutely adore firework displays, but they are dangerous. There are always a fair few eye injuries, there are burns, there are people being injured by debris in the eyes, there's smoke inhalation that can make breathing problems worse, and people trip in the dark and get sprains and strains. But the ones I was reporting initially, the 4,500, were directly firework related injuries. So the key thing is, if you're going to have a firework display and hold it yourself, to prepare in advance. Make sure you would know what to do should an accident happen. Make sure you have a decent quality first aid kit, complete with burns dressings, that you have copious amounts of water, easy access to that, sand or a big bucket of sand to put fireworks out in, a fire blanket, and a big bottle of sterile saline with an eye bath that you can use in case you get debris in the eyes. So key advice that we always know: never return to a firework. Make sure your fireworks do conform to the BS 7114 standard, and make sure they're suitable for the size of garden, taking into account any trees and things around, because and looking as well at the weather conditions. If it's very windy, it may not be safe to have a firework display in a small garden like ours. Make sure that your audience are ideally inside, watching through the windows, and there are as few people as possible outside. I mean, I've personally seen some nasty accidents when a firework, they've been doing everything perfectly, and a firework has actually fallen over and then ended up shooting straight into where the crowd is. Accidents do happen, and you just need to take sensible precautions to make sure that you're minimising those risks. Never put any fireworks in your pocket when you are lighting them. Don't cut corners to what you're doing. Light them at arm's length using your taper. Keep your fireworks in a metal box away from where you're lighting them. It's sensible stuff, but every year people forget and they they cut corners and accidents happen. And then nasty accidents, burns, scar people. They are incredibly painful. They get infected quickly, and they're unpleasant. So if we can take sensible precautions and avoid them, then why not? Sparklers. Sparklers get 6 times hotter than a pan of cooking oil. They're about as hot as a welder's torch, and we're giving them to small kids to brandish around, and they are fun. But supervise them. Make sure that they're standing far enough apart. Make sure that they are wearing gloves, and make sure they have somewhere to put the sparkler once they have gone out. So have a bucket of sand or some water that you can put them in, so that nobody's going to tread on them or pick them up accidentally and burn themselves in that way as well. With children under 5, I personally would not be giving them sparklers. If you are, then I would suggest that you hold them and they hold your arm and do the sparkling like that. We've all seen times when children are having such a lovely time, they're all playing together, and the chances of them brushing against each other with a sparkler, it can happen, and it does happen. So make sure that that isn't happening to you. If somebody's clothes are on fire, stop, drop, wrap and roll. So stop, because running will fan the flames. Drop to the ground and roll, ideally in a woolen coat or something that will roll and smother out the flames. Then put the burnt area under cool running water, and you want to cool it and cool it and cool it and cool that burn. Get the emergency services on the way and make sure that you are keeping the child or the casualty as warm as possible whilst cooling the affected area. Look out for signs of shock. So if they start being pale, cold, clammy, feeling sick, feeling thirsty, then you want to treat for shock. So keep them as warm and dry as possible. You might want to lie them down and raise their legs, but you want to be cooling that burn and getting help quickly. Don't rush to dress it. Cooling the burn is the treatment for the burn, rather than wrapping it in cling film and things, because if you do that too quickly, you wrap the burn in cling film and you wrap it, then that area will swell, it will constrict, and within that area you will poach, because we are meat. So make sure you are always cooling burns, 15, 20 minutes, however long it takes to cool that burn properly. Eye injuries, if somebody has a sparkle or a bit of grit or something that's gone in their eye, if you're able to rinse it out with sterile saline solution, then do so. So if it's moving around in the eye, you want to be able to rinse it out. Don't put your finger in the eye or poke it or prod it, just irrigate it out, and you irrigate it away from them. If there is something embedded in the eye, then you need to get to an eye hospital quickly. So you would cover both eyes, because moving one eye will move the other eye, and get them to hospital quickly. Smoke inhalation can make breathing problems worse. Take them away from the smoke, get them breathing as fresh air as possible. If they have their asthma pump, you would get them or help them to take that. And if they don't feel better, you need to get help fast. I hope that's been helpful. Have a really lovely time with the fireworks. We do enjoy them. The very safest place to enjoy firework display is in an organised display. But if you do want to have your own firework display, just take some sensible precautions and enjoy it. And make sure you do know what to do if something goes wrong. Thank you for listening. That's Emma Hammett from First Aid for Life and onlinefirstaid.com.